Hi guys, it's Z Brink, otherwise known as Mickey the Poet on the internet, and today I am going to tell you about my journey being late diagnosed with autism and ADHD as someone who was born female. So autism and ADHD definitely presents very differently in girls, and we'll definitely get into that later in the video and other videos that I post if you guys want more content about autism and ADHD. So I got diagnosed at the age of 26, January 2023. And this was after I started doing research during the pandemic, watching autistic creators that have ADHD and autism. And a light bulb moment just pinged in my head, especially when I watched Paige Lao. Sorry if I butchered your last name, I probably mispronounced that. But I was like, girl, we have the same flavors of ADHD and autism. But it was kind of it was a very, very scary thing to face at first because the thoughts in my head were, is anybody gonna believe me? Am I gonna get told I don't look autistic? I don't look like I have ADHD? And yes, those things happened. I did after I got diagnosed and started sharing that with family and people close to me and friends. I did a couple times get you don't act autistic, you don't look autistic. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that autism in girls can present very differently than in males. And a lot of the research around autism was done on males. So we actually don't have that much research on autism in females. And I definitely hope that is a thing that we can get and improve upon. But I think I went under the radar and didn't get diagnosed until age 26 because a lot of my special interests were common things like music, bands, paranormal things like ghosts. I was convinced in fifth grade I was a ghost whisperer and I could see ghosts. And I had one of my friends running around on the playground pretending with me, and we would swap ghost stories. And to the point, one of our teachers wanted to put us in therapy for being into dark things. And I do still have a special interest in the paranormal. I like to ghost hunt when I get a chance to. I want to get more equipment like a spirit box and things like that. I'm definitely still into music. And the Beatles were one of my special interests. In eighth grade, I can't tell you how many times I got told to shut up. I don't want to hear another fact about John Lennon. Paul is dead. Please shut up about this motherfucking band. Beatles are definitely still a special interest, but I think that can be why women a lot of times kind of fly under the radar and don't get diagnosed with autism or ADHD is because we have interests that are considered approvable by society, like boy bands, makeup, music, things like that. And definitely we have to talk about masking. In all of middle school, I was pretty much selectively mute. And I mean, this should have raised alarm bells. I would only talk to maybe one or two of my closest friends that I had known since kindergarten. I went to a very small school, so we had all grown up together. But yeah, I was always the quiet kid, even got an award for being the quietest in seventh grade, which that's another fucked up story, and we can get into that another time. But yeah, it was a lot of soul searching, and it was kind of a tug of war in my brain and with myself, because we can sometimes get wrapped up in the stigmas and how the world treats people with autism and ADHD. You know, we don't work hard enough, we're lazy, we use our disabilities as an excuse. It can be really hard to fit in with the workforce in late stage capitalism. But I went to a doctor's office up in Nashville. I live in Chattanooga. And I took about a 4 hour test, having to do some computer tests, having to answer some personality things. And my fiance at the time, she's now my wife, had to answer a lot of questions about me, which was really anxiety inducing. And then about a month later, after the psychologist had time to go over the results and analyze me, I got all that back. And it was glaring. Yes, you are insanely ADHD. And I feel like we don't talk enough about how like the ADHD can sometimes mask the autism symptoms, and vice versa. The autism can mask the ADHD. Um, but yeah, it's been an insane and beautiful journey. And I wouldn't change it for anything. And I am proudly neurodivergent, proudly a woman with autism and ADHD. And I'm just making this video so that hopefully other late diagnosed women and late diagnosed people in general can feel less alone. I know it can be hard to feel like you're trying to fit into a world that doesn't accommodate you, doesn't want you, a world that makes you want to feel like you're broken. But you are not broken. You are different. And differences can be good and bad. And differences are what you make of them. But don't allow anybody to make you feel like you're less than them. And that's the best advice I can give. You are not broken, and don't let people make you feel like you're less than them. But I love you guys, and let me know which topics you want me to talk about next. And I will see you guys around. Bye.